Hello and welcome to the official NoN-eSports YouTube channel. I am Cadoink, and today we have up in the top right of Cloud Kingdom, he is the red Terran player representing Team NoN-eSports ForsakeNXE, and his opponent down in the bottom left is the blue Zerg unknowngnome. Unknowngnome being very unknown to me. I've never heard of this guy. I don't know if Forsaken met this guy on the ladder or if he is playing in a clan war or anything like that. I don't think I got any details, and if I did, I don't remember him. But regardless, I'm very excited to see this game. I think it's been a little while since I've casted a TvZ. I believe the last few games have actually been TVPs. So yeah, come on NoN-eSports, send me some TvZs and some PvZs. I'd love to see those mirror matchups as well. I do enjoy mirror matchups. I think they're interesting. We have a little bit of talking going on between these two players. I believe they're talking about Stefano versus Crank, which might have been MLG Dallas. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't read all their chat, and I don't actually remember where Crank and Stefano faced off. I do remember watching those games though. Both players very, very good. Very excited about Axiom Crank. I hope to see more out of him in the future, especially with Team Axiom. I think Total Biscuit is a great caster, and he's been giving a lot to the community lately. I know he's taking a little bit of a break as of now, as the tournament season is just kind of slowing down. It's currently December. But yeah, I'm very supportive of anyone who wants to make an esports team and help support esports. That's a big reason why I wanted to help out NoN-eSports, is because, you know, I can cast all day, but I feel like I'm helping the community even more if I can help out a team and give them some recognition and that sort of thing. So I am very, very excited to be casting for NoN-eSports and casting NoN-eSports games. Let's see, is there any other bit of news as this game goes on? Nothing really too exciting is going on currently. We have Forsaken just putting up his barracks, and of course, the spawning pool just now going down for unknowngnome. But yeah, please send me some more replays. I think I'm running a little bit dry. You guys did great last time I asked. I got a whole bunch of them, and I was able to cast the next few weeks. But now I need some more, and I'd really love some PvZs and some TvZs, and then some mirror matchups. I feel like I've done a lot of TVP in the past. So yeah, just some more variety. I'm also still trying some more video settings. I'm probably recording this at a little bit of a lesser resolution just to see if my frame rate is a little bit better, and it seems to be a bit better. But of course I'm still experimenting with that. I really need to make some money so I can buy a new computer, but I don't really know how I'm going to do that as I am a full-time student, and I don't know, I guess I should start looking for some sort of part-time job. Looks like we have Forsaken just doing some usual bit of scouting, moving this SCV here so he can see when the third is placed, and so of course he will be able to see that. And that's some good information. He'll run his SCV around so that unknowngnome does not know, and then he's going to put down a bunker. And this bunker is in a very cool position where unknowngnome can't see it. So he can put some Marines in here, maybe some Marauders, whatever he decides to build, and then he can deny this base. This bunker is going to finish well before the hatchery finishes, and these two Marines will be able, or three Marines, excuse me, will be able to run down here and try to pick it off. It's going to be actually very, very annoying for unknowngnome. Looks like he's got his queens up doing that larva inject. We don't really see too much of a tech path. He went double gas really early, which I think is interesting. And he didn't have any guys on this geyser for a little bit of time, and now he's putting them in. So I suspect early Mutalisk or some sort of early layer play. Could be early Infestors for all I know. It could even be super early Hive, which is very, very possible, but I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards Mutas. We'll have to see. We have these Marines going into the bunker, which unknowngnome still does not know about, and they are going to pop in. And they should be able to do a bit of damage there. The hatchery finishing, the Marines going into the bunker, and now he's putting in some damage. We have this SCV here to repair, which is in a nice little spot. I don't believe any Zerglings can get to it. We have 8lings on the way as well as a Baneling nest, but Will they come in time, and will they be able to deny this bunker? Of course, we have the queen here. I actually think the queen should be able to range that, so I would love to see him put the SCV back into the bunker and pop him out on the other side, which is exactly what Forsaken's going to do. Very, very smart play, and then, of course, he can repair, but it looks like the queen is just out of range of this bunker, which is very, very obnoxious. He's going to be moving his SCVs, or excuse me, his Marines out to deny that spine crawler, just to make sure that it doesn't finish, and he can indeed pick off this hatchery. Queen here, hopefully to help once these lings get here. A nice little clump of Zerglings right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to pick off this bunker or not, and will Forsaken decide to continue targeting the hatchery or not. It looks like he is not targeting the hatchery, he is indeed targeting the Zerglings. The bunker getting very dangerously low, he's repairing it, but it is going to go down, and the hatchery will survive, so a very nice hold by unknowngnome. But the thing that Forsaken really benefits from is he forced a lot of lings. So if we actually look at the worker count, we see it is only at 49 for unknowngnome. On 3 base, he really wants to be getting up towards that 60-70 mark. And these Marines coming in doing additional damage, they will be able to finish off the hatchery and probably get the queen as well. And where are those Zerglings? They are morphing into Banelings right now. Hatchery dying just now this time. A little bit of stutter set micro to make sure he doesn't lose too many Marines to these Broodlings. And now the Banelings are coming. Some nice splits going on to make sure that he is as effective as possible. Cost effective, I mean. Even picking off one of the Banelings. But his Marine force will go down, but I think it was totally worth it. If we look at the units lost, Forsaken is way, way ahead in units lost. So, very great attack by Forsaken, taking advantage of the fact that his opponent was being a little bit greedy and taking that early hatchery, and also taking advantage of this nice little map spot. This is one thing I love about StarCraft 2 as a game. Each map is very, very different, and so you can do a lot of really cool things, such as hide bunkers or cannons, these sort of things. And sure, you can say, well, it's unbalanced for Zerg, or this sort of thing is unbalanced for this race or that race, but I think it really gives StarCraft 2 some class, to where in a best of 3 series, or a best of 7, best of 5, whatever, a player can really look at the map pool and say, ooh, I don't really want to play on this map because I don't really feel comfortable, or there might be some imbalances that I'm not too comfortable with playing against, and then the opponent can say, oh, well, I just lost a map, and I know that this Zerg player is going to be uncomfortable on this map, or you know, this particular matchup on this particular match, and so I'm gonna pick that map, and hopefully I can get a win off of it. And it really gives a nice, unique, I don't know, sort of character to StarCraft outside of just, you know, the initial units and attacking and micromanagement. I love the positioning and the shapes of maps. I think it's very interesting. And also maps will grow on you. I used to really not like Cloud Kingdom, used to really not like Metropolis, but now I enjoy both those maps quite a bit, so it's very, very cool to see these maps come out of StarCraft 2 and come out of the great map editor that Blizzard had supplied for us. Looks like Forsaken is going to be going down and placing this command center at his third. A very nice bunker placement with some supply depots to protect that. There is indeed a Zergling there. Oh, so annoying. He will have to burn a scan to kill that. We have a SCV coming up to build those things, and I believe a Marine. Nope, he's not sending a Marine quite yet, but he will in the future. Looks like he's going to be doing a bit of a push, but if we see here a lot of Banelings, and this is going to be so bad. Oh my god, the entire army of Forsaken dying, except for three Marauders, which are very much in the red, and now Forsaken is in a huge heap of trouble. We have a lot of Lings coming up to his base. He instantly lost his entire army, some Banelings as well. He's really going to need to lift this and make use of this wall, which he is doing at this time, but the Zerglings are just going to swing up north and try to continue to deny this base. He did put some SCVs in this bunker, but without Marines, this bunker is going to be entirely worthless. And Forsaken is in a little bit of trouble right now. But it looks like his macro is really quite good. So he's going out with some Marines and Marauders. He's going to need to keep those Marauders in front to deal with these Banelings, but it looks like unknowngnome is just going to go home. So I think that unknowngnome could have taken a fight there. It looks like he thinks so too. He's sending those Banelings up. Will the micro be good? It looks like the Banelings are going to run straight into the Marauders and get picked off. Wow, that was the most unexciting Baneling attack I've ever seen. He did not have centrifugal... I can never say that word. Baneling speed is what I should say. He didn't have Baneling speed, so those Banelings were completely useless, especially against concussive shell Marauders. There's a really good build that Pult actually does where he attacks with Marauders, Marines, and Hellions, and he just keeps the Marauders in front. And you don't really need that, you know, very strenuous of micros to keep your Marauders up front and then let the Banelings just literally run straight into them. So Forsaken once again going to be moving forward, doing some scans because he does not want to run into any more burrowed Baneling landmines. Because they're so annoying. The one thing that I'm a bit worried about are these 3 infestors. They do have fungal growth, and a good fungal will take care of this army very shortly. And oh, the Marines going down very quickly. A fungal growth on all of the medevacs. And Forsaken getting taken out very quickly. Still a lot of Zerglings and Banelings left. Uh-oh, but some infestors are caught a little bit off guard. One of them dying. He is able to burrow the other 2 and clean up the rest of the Terran army. A little bit of nice drop micro from Forsaken, but he will have to turn home. This game was before the fungal growth nerf. Actually, that was really uneventful. He only had one fungal, so these medevacs were able to get away. But I was a little bit scared for him at first. 4th base finished and saturated for Unknown Gnome. His economy is going to be booming. Actually, if we see 1900 to the 2100 of Terran, which of course is thanks to those pesky mules that we all love and love to hate. And both players, I think, are just going to be macroing up. I think Forsaken is going to be rethinking his attacks. These Banelings are causing him quite the trouble. I'd love to see some tanks so he can target fire. And I'd also love to see him keep his Marauders up front. Looks like his Marauder production is a little bit low, sticking very heavy to the Marines, which I like, but he really needs to split those Marines up. And once again, he's going to be moving forward, so we'll have to see how this engagement does. Will it be successful? The Marines going across the map now to continue to try to defeat that 3rd and deny this base, which is actually going to be Unknown Gnome's 5th, excuse me. So I love this Marine going around here. Hopefully he'll see this bit of creep and notice this base, and then he can start trying to deny that. Nice little premature splitting going on, but some fungal growth immediately landing on the bulk of the army. Fungal is so strong, but there's nothing to back it up. No Banelings or anything like that. A lot of the Marines dying, of course, the fungal growth. But here comes the reinforced Zerglings to help try and clean up the rest of the force. More fungal growth going down, and some unnecessary, unnecessary infestor losses. Wow. You really want to cast your fungal growth and then back up and not get picked off. But regardless, he was successful in forcing Forsaken to move back, and now he has his 5th base on the way. Some infested Terran about to die, but they're there defending the base, and Forsaken is taking a 4th of his own, so it will be 4 bases to 5. Unknown Gnome. Ooh my, oh gosh, that Zergling, that was at the most perfect time. You couldn't ask for a more perfect time than that. That's going to be really annoying. He's going to send a Marine down and just do a scan and pick that off. And in the meantime, he's going to be attacking over onto this left side base that was Unknown Gnome's 4th. Very smart. You continue to attack here, and then you switch gears and attack over here. Try to catch your opponent off guard. But it looks like Unknown Gnome knows this is going on, so he has his infestors here, a couple Banelings, ooh, and even some Ultralisks. My god, Ultralords. I said that once on accident while playing a game, and now it's been stuck in my head. Looks like he's going to be moving forward with a lot of Zerglings, some nice little splits from Forsaken, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The sheer number of Zerglings and Ultralisks will be able to clean this up. Will another fungal growth go down? Looks like no. These infested Terran going to be defending this Ultralisk as it kind of backs up, and he really wants to get a fungal down, but he doesn't have any more energy. He's waiting for those reinforcements, and he will be forcing Forsaken back and moving towards the 4th. Oh, it looks like that Zergling was not killed. So annoying for Forsaken. He's not able to get that 4th base down, and so his economy is not where he would like it to be, as his main and natural, I'm sure, are getting very low. So great splitting going on to make sure he does not get hit by that Ultralisk splash damage. But there are just too many Ultralisks. Ooh, but some reinforcing Zerglings might force these 3 back. And the sheer number of medevacs just continually healing those Marines and Marauders is so nice. And finally, after so long, he's able to take his 4th base, killing that Zergling. He's going to land that. I suppose he's going to be making it into a planetary. I think that would be the best decision. We'll have to see. And yes, indeed, it is going to be a planetary fortress. So once again, we have both players kind of building up their armies again. A lot of Ultralisk for unknowngnome. He's going to be moving forward once again, but his infestor count is really, really low, so continued splitting is going to be very effective. The Zerglings going in a little bit early, doing a lot of damage to the Marines and Marauders, but here comes the Ultralisk, and I don't know if Forsaken is going to be able to hold this off. The Ultralisk is doing work on all these Marines and Marauders, so it looks like they are going to go down. The bulk of the medevacs actually kind of away from the army. If we see they're over here by the planetary fortress, the planetary fortress is going to do as much damage as it can. Will he heal this planetary fortress in time? No, it will go down, and some more Marines and Marauders coming forward to try to pick up the rest of the Zerglings and the Ultralisk, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's just so many here. Medevac's finally reinforcing and getting on top of that army, and actually he is going to push the Ultralisk army back. Once again, without Zergling and Infestor Force, the Ultralisk really have to move away. But I think Forsaken might be overextending a little bit here. He really needs to pull those Marines and Marauders back and just kind of remax his army. We can see the supply, only 153 to the 176 of unknowngnome. Was able to get a base up at the top left, but it is quite a bit vulnerable. He's moving the little SCV train over to start mining from that base. But it's still very, very a scary position. We have the Ultras and Zerglings moving in once again to try to deny this base, but there's no base there to be denied, so he is going to be attacking with all of his SCVs and his Marines and Marauders trying to hold off this force. A little bit of SCVs going up into the medevacs, and I don't know if this is going to be held by Forsaken. These Ultras just continuing to move forward and do damage, but look at this. He's going to be moving his Marines into a little choke point where the Ultras will not be able to get through. This is going to be so, so nice. The DPS of the Marines are going to try to pick off as much of this army as he can, and using those medevacs to heal the Marines is so useful, but the Ultras are going to be able to move around and flank the army, some fungal growth, finishing them off. But wow, actually a lot of the Zerg army was destroyed in that fight. There are only 4 Ultras left. Actually, it looks like 6 in total, so still a good bit. And using this high ground Forsaken, it's going to be able to force him back with a little bit of reinforcements. A nice little flank going on, but those will be cleaned up very, very quickly. And these Ultralists are very, very low on health, so I think Forsaken could actually push him out here, maybe even get a few kills. Looks like he will be able to pick off one. Will he get a second? No, he is going to pull back and just try and reinforce. This base up here is going to be his saving grace if unknowngnome does not notice it. But here are some more Zerglings to deal with his army. Nice, picking up, knowing he cannot afford to engage that. He will be moving his medevacs back and his third up into his main. But this is looking very, very bad for Forsaken. A lot of Ultralists and Zerglings streaming in to deny these barracks from building Marines and, Marines and Marauders. Forsaken is just going to have to pull back and use this little wall to defend, which is going to be very helpful. Some fungal growths going down on the Terran army. Oh no, a lot of damage going down, but thankfully there are a ton of medevacs healing. More fungal growths going down, but these Ultras cannot get through, and so a lot of damage is going to be dealt. With these Marines getting dangerously low thanks to the fungal growths. Oh man, how many medevacs are there in total? 13, my goodness, such a great number to have. And what is the units lost looking like? Wow. Absolutely crazy. In fact, the Terran army, Forsaken's been incredibly cost efficient in all of these engagements. You can see that the units lost is very, very much in his favor. The only thing I'm worried about is he's really only on one base. I mean, look, there's nothing here. His main is completely dry. He's only on this base up in the top left, where his opponent has 1, 2, 3, 3.5 bases, maybe 3, and 3/4 of base, something like that. So Forsaken's income definitely hurting, only at 1,000 to nearly 2,000 of unknowngnome. And so he really wants to take this third back, which he is doing. He's going to try to kill these Zerglings. It's going to be so annoying. Oh man, Burrow is just one of the most useful upgrades in the entire game. We see tons of players using this. Especially lately, it's been more and more popular. I think Life is a player who loves using that Burrow. You can just deny bases all day. And so we have the Ultralisk army once again moving forward, but now there's a much bigger Marine Marauder ball, and he's going to be doing a little bit of kiting, trying to get those Marauders in front, and I'm sure he's doing some nice splitting, and these Ultralists are going to be going down very, very quickly. These 3/3 Marines and 3/3 Marauders are going to just do work to these Ultralists. A nice little stutter step and splitting. Oh my gosh, that was one of the worst Zerg engagements I think I've ever seen. He should not have run into that. Unit lost just completely in Forsaken's favor right now. And we see the supply has gotten closer to even. 165 to 154. Oh, but here's the Broodlord army, that tech switch, which is so deadly for all Terran players. Luckily for Forsaken, he has a ton of Marines, and there are no infestors to funnel these Marines, so they'll just continue to stem forward, continue to pick off these Broodlords, and unknowngnome just completely throwing his army away. 3 more Broodlords popping in a very poor position, but looks like 2 of them will be able to survive, and wow, that was a Zerg massacre. Look at the units lost, 32,000 to 23,000. Unbelievable. The Terran army just being so cost effective, and love this play. He knows that the Broodlord is the tech choice now of unknowngnome, so he is going to be doing some attacks around different places on the map. We have these Broodlords moving up to the top left, but in the meantime, Forsaken's going to the bottom right, and he will pick off this base, which unfortunately for Forsaken wasn't actually doing anything but existing. No gas being taken or anything like that, which I think is a big mistake by unknowngnome. He's also going to really want to kill these 3 Broodlords, which he'll be able to do very easily with these Marines and Medivacs. He's just going to continue to repair this planetary fortress, and without anything under these Broodlords, he's just going to be able to kill them. These 3 Infestors being a little bit caught off guard. Will he be able to pick them off before some more fungal growths go down? A very nice fungal growth on the Terran army. But it looks like between them, there's no more fungal growth, so he should be able to move forward. But instead, he's got his eye on the space. He really wants to deny it, as is the one of the Zerg bases that is actually getting both gas and minerals. It looks like he was able to kill it, and he's going to be moving, trying to kill these drones, and then probably moving up to the north and trying to deny these 3 Broodlords from killing his base. I love this, destroying these Corruptors. Will he be able to get these Banelings before he pops? Some nice premature splitting going on from Forsaken to make sure he does not get crushed by those Banelings. Nice job saving as much of his army as he can, and once again, unknowngnome is switching into Ultralisk, and Forsaken looks like he's going to be able to handle it. His Marine Marauder is one of the best Marine Marauder play I've ever seen. Forsaken is being so good at that. His Marauders up front, picking off these Ultralisks as they are on just regular move and non-attack move. Will he be able to get this Ultralisk Cavern as well? That would be so nice, denying the Ultralisk. He's going to pick off these 2, but I think these 5, as well as the Zerglings, will be able to clean up the rest of Forsaken's force. I'd love to see him lift up and run away, which he is doing. The rest of his army is, of course, moving over here to try and deny this 4th base. Looks like he might be able to get it. There's nothing really here to defend. Oh, and nice! Dropping up onto the main to pick off that Ultralisk Cavern. Forsaken just in such a commanding position, but uh-oh. Forsaken, your opponents figured it out. Infestors are the most OP unit in the game, and he just built a ton of them, and so he will be able to fungal growth and destroy your army. I'm of course kidding, it's not the most, I don't know, it might be the most OP thing. It was currently nerfed. This is of course an old replay back when they had range 9 instead of range 8 or whatever it was before. And man, this game is just crazy. I think it's kind of actually slowed down. These Broodlords, I wish there was a tab to see how many minerals were spent on repairing something. I think it'd be almost the cost of just letting this thing die and then rebuilding it. Would love to see those Broodlords being taken out, but they are preoccupied, which is nice, so they're not with the rest of the Zerg army. Some little drops going on here and there, but the game has pretty much slowed down. Forsaken just rebuilding his army and moving forward once again, slowly whittling the Zerg player down, which he is doing very effectively. He's going to be running into this little Ultralisk force, and some great fungal growth going down. Oh man, I know that pain Forsaken is feeling. Unfortunately, 3/3 Marines and Marauders are so good, picking off those Ultralisks very quickly, and he really wants to kill those Infestors, which is why that scan went down and that stem forward, kind of ignoring that Ultralisk, and he's going to be trying to deny the space. Will he get it? Nope, he is going to have to retreat and go home. But the good thing is, the Zerg player's really only on, like, 0.2 of a base. This base is not yet finished. This base is not finished, and it doesn't have any drones. This base was, of course, destroyed. And the Terran army is sitting happy on his one base. He really wants to take this one. I think he should move his main down there. Actually, I believe he's moved his main over here. But maybe his natural can go over here so he can save some minerals, not have to build more orbital commands or anything like that, and just continue to do these attacks. We have a single Marauder and a single medevac over here just trying to kill as many drones as he can. That's going to be so annoying. For unknowngnome, he's also going to be reinforcing with some armies and once again trying to deny this 4th base. But yeah, this game is crazy. We're at the 33-minute mark right now, and this is like the most cost and effective thing I've ever seen in my life. What's unit lost at? Oh my gosh, 44,000 to 31,000. This game is absolutely crazy. In the meantime, we have the Terran army moving forward, trying to deny this base. More infestors coming up, but some nice little splits from Forsaken dealing with that, and he is able to pick up that 4th as well as kill almost all the infestors, leaving but 1 alive. And here comes the Ultralist to deny the rest of the army's hope of destroying this last remaining Zerg base. I say last remaining because this one only has 1 drone. Completely useless. This guy is so peaceful right now. He's just moving back and forth, mining, has no idea, completely ignorant, completely oblivious to all the crazy engagements and battles that's going on at this time. Oh my gosh, and it looks like the Zerg won on this little engagement. Forsaken, I wish I had seen that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, but Planetary was finally destroyed. These Broodlords are going to be moving forward to try and meet up with these Ultralists, but they are so slow. So the engagement is going to happen a little bit early. Oh man, Forsaken's army getting a little bit split in half as he goes down and destroys this base. And it looks like we have a little bit of a base race scenario here. The Terran player just lifting up his army. All of these SCVs are going to go down so quickly. And the Terran army really needs to be moving and denying this base while his own base gets destroyed. Fortunately, there's no anti-air for unknowngnome, so I think Forsaken can just lift up all these barracks and command centers and be fine. In fact, he might be able to take advantage of this wall and kill the rest of the Zerg army, but we'll have to see. Looks like some really ineffective attacking going on right now for Forsaken. These Broodlords are just continually throwing their Broodlings, whittling away the Terran army. But in the meantime, Forsaken's just moving forward and killing everything that unknowngnome has. He doesn't even have enough minerals for another hatchery, so if this base race works, Forsaken is going to be massively ahead. These Ultralists moving down to try to destroy the Terran army. I don't know if they'll be able to get there in time. All these drones going down so quickly, and only 100 minerals, so I think he really needs to run forward and just kill these 2 hatcheries before the Zerg army can get to his base and try to defeat his army. 1 hatchery going down, 1 remaining. Terran player moving his command center over here so he can continue to mine, continue to cast down heals. Ooh, and I'd love to see the Terran army lift right now. I don't know if he can defeat this army, but actually it looks like he might be able to. The Marines and Marauders doing a lot of damage to these Ultralisks. And he is going to have to lift up as he is only left with 1 medevac full. He does not want that medevac to be caught by any infestors. Are there any infestors? Looks like there are no infestors. So here's the count as of right now. We have 29 SCVs to 4 drones. Some attacking is going on. We have 6 Marauders, 2 Marines, and 11 medevacs to 9 Ultralisks and 3 Broodlords. 3 Broodlords that are doing some awesome damage to the Terran army. And we have 1 hatchery to 1, 2, 3 command centers. So I think Forsaken has this in the bag. The production tab is very empty, so I'll just show you the awesome units lost tab, 53,000 to 43,000. Just completely epic. Let's see, what are these players' APM right now? Looks like it's getting a little bit lower as there's not that much for them to do except try to figure out how they can win this game. A nice little drop going down. It is going to kill this hive. And it looks like with this, unknowngnome is going to have no more hatcheries and not even enough money to build any more hatcheries. Yep, so that does indeed die. So the game at this point is going to stay pretty much exactly as is, with probably the Terran army winning, as he is the only one producing anything, producing two Marines. And if he wanted to, he could very easily force a draw. Because he could just lift everything he owns, and then he could put everything into his medevacs, and just continue to move around the base. So, Forsaken is definitely in the favorable position right now. In fact, what he should do is lift all his Marines into his medevacs, and just put them right underneath the Broodlords, drop them, and then, kill the Broodlords very quickly. He's also mining. Let's see what his income is. Actually, wow, 1,000, not bad for, you know, just kind of having nearly nothing. Broodlords, I think, are giving up. Nope, maybe not. I don't really know. We have the Ultras coming up. Wow, actually, there are a good bit of Ultras. If he had some anti-air, I think that unknowngnome could actually win this, but I don't know. We'll have to see. These armies, this is just so odd. I don't really know what else there is to say. We have these Marauders and this single Marine going around the Zerg army, killing off all the rest of his things. We have an extractor up here in the north, an extractor at the natural, and an extractor at the 4th. So really, this engagement is going to, you know, control a lot. And I think Forsaken knows that he can't engage this. He should just lift everything he has. That was kind of foolish letting that die. Lift all the things. There he goes, lifting everything up, running away, and using that OP Terran lift to win this engagement. He's going to be moving up to this north-left position to kill off that extractor, and he's going to continue to kill off the spawning pool and the Baneling Nest, as well as the rest of the extractors. And I think that I think Forsaken's definitely won this, because let's give a scenario here. 1 extractor left, nothing else. 9 Broodlords sitting around here. Well, the Terran player can just continue to mine as he's doing, continue to produce with his barracks, and just continually attack the Ultralists. So there's not really a scenario where unknowngnome can win. I think the only thing he could do is just force Forsaken to tie the game, or maybe just quit out of being annoyed. But we even have another command center being built. The bank for Forsaken is incredible right now. He really could put he could put a barracks in every corner of the map and produce out of every corner of the map, and these Ultralists won't be able to defeat them. And yeah, there's only 1 extractor left. Oh man. There's not really much else to say. Forsaken's going to be going for that. I think he should be able to drop on this high ground and kill it. Huh. Is that what he's going to do? These Broodlords, of course, getting into position. I'd love to see him drop under him and try to kill him. But that might not be the smartest decision. I'm not exactly sure. Also, we should build some planetaries. That'd be pretty cool as well. In fact, that might be what this ends up being. I think that'd be the smartest choice. So he's going to drop, move forward. He's going to see these Ultras and lift straight back up. Lift! Get into your medevacs. There he goes. And now he should just move down here, kill this, and the game should be over. Yeah. Ha! Nope. No, that's going to prevent that from happening. Oh, he's trying to target it, but no. Not wise. Get on the high ground. Get on the high ground. Just right there. You can pick it off. Nope, he's splitting up his Ultralisks. Unknowngnome has figured that out. This is the ultimate stalemate. And oh, another extractor going down. He found a drone somewhere. Are there any more drones? Yes, there's 1 more drone, but he doesn't have enough minerals to build an extractor, sadly. That's a 3rd one. So 3 base to 2 extractors. Unknowngnome giving the smile. He knows it's over. Forsaken smiling back. Oh, that's funny. Let's see what they say. Not your standard game. No, I'd say not standard at all. It's quite fun to cast, actually. We'll see what Forsaken's retort was. Some Zerglings moving around. Just probably going to check out. What is his vision, actually? I know what I'm doing. Huh. He doesn't know about these bases. He knows about this one. That's why he sent those Zerglings. But, yeah. Me too, unknowngnome says. Yeah, actually, you know, he's holding this extractor the best possible way he can. Of course, he could include the Broodlords, but I don't know, they're not really doing anything. Oh, Cloaked Banshee. That is so smart. The Banshee will just be able to go and kill this without any kind of contestation. Where is that starport? Right here. Very smart. And he doesn't even need Cloak. That's, you know, completely useless. He's also building some bunkers somewhere. Yeah, down here. Just defending his base. He's actually got enough supply depots now to not be supply blocked. I mean, this game couldn't be more over. unless unknown gnome just left. So, here's the Banshee willing away. Haha, unknown gnome says. And... oh, nope, one more. Oh, cool, he's dropping. So that'll be it. That'll be the end of the game. Good game, man, ForsakeNXE, and unknown gnome dying without a good name. Very BM unknown, which consequently is a very difficult name to say. I applaud you for that. It's a cool name. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this extremely long 46-minute, 21-second game that Forsaken sent me. I understand why he wanted me to cast it so bad, as it was quite hilarious. Please continue to send in replays. I need some more for next week. And a little bit of an announcement. The month of December is going to be very hit or miss because I will be out of school and I don't know where I'm going to be. I might go down to my grandma's house for a couple weeks. I might end up back here in Manhattan for a couple weeks. I might end up in Nashville for a couple weeks. So what I'm going to try to do is next week I'm going to try to cast as many games as I can. So that way I can just upload them, you know, as the weeks go on. I'll always have my laptop on me. I might not be able to cast, but should have my laptop, should be able to upload games. So I really need probably 5 or 6 games, so I'd appreciate it if you guys would send me some games. Once again, like I said, please, some ZVPs would be incredible. I'd love to cast some of those. And yeah, so please subscribe to the NoN-eSports YouTube channel. Please also subscribe to my own personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/CadoinkStudios. I know it's been a bit dry there lately, but the past few months have been a lot of schoolwork, and also dealing with this frame rate issue is really aggravating and off-putting to me. So continuing to work on that. Hopefully this cast was enjoyable. Hopefully the sound quality is still good. Yeah, and also check out the NoN-eSports YouTube channel. I will put all the links in the description bar. Thank you so much for watching this game, and I'll see you guys next week.